I do not have a mirror here in front of me, so it's not possible for me to know exactly how I appear to you. I'm talking about my stance and style of gesture. I imagine that standing and gesticulating in this fairly regular manner, the impression you have of me is not particularly remarkable. But if as a male I were to stand with feet together, hip cocked, and hand like so, I imagine that would make me worthy of remark. Isn't it gender discrimination when stance and gesture that is regarded as fitting and normal on a body that projects as female is regarded differently on a body that projects as male? It is only when someone goes against norms of gender behaviour that we notice or think about these things. As a male dancer and actor, I'd been trained, choreographed and directed not to move in a feminine manner unless for comic effect. As a person in the everyday too, I came to understand from a very young age that males who moved in a feminine manner were objects of humour or ridicule, and that were I to move in such ways, assumptions would be made about my character and my sexual orientation that may not be in my best interest. And so for fear of being marginalised, scoffed at, bullied or even bashed, I spent a lifetime resisting any inclination I may have had to move in a feminine manner. My thesis concerns the social and emotional well-being of the individual who is not inclined to act in ways prescribed as appropriate and attractive for normal, and by that I mean straight, males and females. I took these questions with me into several public and private high schools in which students overwhelmingly responded that people should be free and uninhibited to embody gender in any way at all. Great! Well, refreshing as it was to hear this liberal outlook, it was at odds with anxieties expressed anonymously by many students at the proposition of being seen by others to be gay or queer. There was also a tension between students' public declarations of not caring how others regarded them and what they did in practice. For example, in drama workshops, male students would only move in ways that were feminine when doing so as a send-up or in parody. If it is desirable to broaden notions of what is possible, aesthetic and acceptable on the human body, regardless of a person's biological sex or sexual orientation, then we need to start questioning habitual ways in which we view and do masculinity and femininity. We adults need to address our own embedded and discriminatory perceptions, tastes and practices concerning gender, and consider the influences these must have on the outlooks and behaviours of those who we raise and educate. On that note, I think it fitting for me to conclude with a graceful curtsy.